First nigga that you know, the rocket legend on his neck. And when he call the people champions, say to bring back the West. And I'm not how they feel about it, I bet you give them our respect. Checks.
Bathroom right now, bitch. What? Can't tell me shit. I ain't got my titties. So you first of all, you need to know that you can't ever put your body freaking cause that's milk, baby. That's milk. Yeah. Iconic, I finally made it. Y'all, I am hecka late. I made it right on time for lunch. This outfit is not my favorite outfit at all, but I forgot my shoes. I got red shoes on with a green purse, purple. Your girls are very colorful right now, okay? But yeah, that sandwich was good. Shout out to y'all for supplying lunch. And I'm gonna try to make it early tomorrow so I can actually see everything again, not miss anything. So yeah, I'm walking in. It's set up really nice though.
And I think generally it's like that. Like if you're doing the kind of work that it sounds like you're doing and managing these platforms, it's like that. Like there is like you do some things and it takes off, and you do other things and like, well, I really thought this was going to take off, but it didn't, right? It's just like part of the reality in operating this. So I would not like be too hard on like there needs to be a specific formula, and if I line up and do this formula, it's going to work for me. Because every business is very different, every person is different, and have a natural tendency to perform well in certain things. So I think it's more just great that you're experimenting and you have the capacity to do that. Just take those learnings and build what's working for you, and then just hone in and focus and double down on things that if you're trying something and you're okay with letting go first. That would be fun.
Retail consultant. Retail spaces, again, this is so repetitive for me because I've seen so many times where there was a huge missed opportunity where retail shelves weren't accessible to the client.
So the event is finally over, you guys. Oh my God. So I think it went well. It was okay. Shout out to Iconic for hosting it. It was for a booking site that I think I'm definitely going to switch to because it was a lot of benefits that I see for my customers and me. We are going to do amazing. The other girls in the salon are already using it, well, a couple of them. The salon owner and like the Tiffany, she's using it as well. Prashana and Tiffany. I don't know Carrie. But yeah, so a few of them already using it. So I was really happy about everything. It was a little bit boring, I'm not gonna lie. It was given very much, I'm tired, but it was good. Like, education is not always fun, so it is what it is. But I'm about to go home early. We ain't going to that party. It was supposed to be like an all-white party and a mixer and stuff like that, but I'm gonna go home and get ready for bed and come back tomorrow for the second day. Bye.
All right, Venus, welcome to San Francisco. You look amazing. We're so happy to have you here. All right, mic's on. We appreciate you taking the time out of your very busy schedule to be with us here in San Francisco this morning. So thank you once again. Our crowd is filled with a bunch of very talented business owners, so I hope that they take away a lot from this. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. So your journey to the top has been nothing short of iconic, to say the least. So let's just go ahead and talk to me about how and where it all started. I mean, I know that your business mindset was instilled in you from a very young age, in part to your father. And I mean, he would play real estate foreclosure tapes in the radio on the way to your tournaments and practices and games. So talk to me about how that skill set really transferred to get you where you are today, and what you remember from your upbringing that you still really resonates.
Yeah, absolutely. So my dad had this dream for to handle that pressure of all the things that it takes to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. And you've mentioned before that so many people might assume that it's who you know as Venus Williams, the success of your brands and your businesses, but you're proof of that it's truly what you know. So talk to me about how you sort of build credibility and surround yourself with the right team to really show commitment in your business setting.
Yeah, it's so important to build credibility. But at the same time, I'm an athlete, and I went on into business either, so I didn't have the route that was traditional at all. So what I learned over time is I really had to trust my instincts, because I like to have great people around me and people that are hopefully better at me than I could ever be, and I can learn from them. But I also had to learn that I also have my own instincts, and I know my own vision, and I have to trust myself to make those decisions. And what was the second part of the question?
Building yourself, surrounding yourself with the right team, and just building credibility. So you
and having the right team involves, of course, you hopefully being the right team member first. Mm-hmm. Leadership definitely takes the role. You got to be someone worth being on a team with, and when you are that, then you're able to have a great team. So people want to be around you, and they'll stick around and believe in that vision. So it definitely starts at the top, and we know how much work it takes to manage people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you need a psychology degree probably, but it's a lot of work, but it's definitely worth it when you see people succeed. And I don't think there's a better feeling than seeing your team doing well. It definitely helps you sleep at night.
And as a leader, managing so many different people and personalities, what is your best advice for that? How do you go about that?
My best advice is definitely work on the culture of your organization, because when you're able to lead with culture, then it takes out all the guesswork. Because every single one of us in this room, we all grew up in a different home with different parents, and all these parents we're all different people. We have different experiences, but when we're able to gather around the same values, then it makes it easier for people to be accountable. And if you have those values and you're practicing those values and you're living those values, then it makes it so much easier if someone is not really aligning. Then it's not about, well, anything else other than, hey, are you living these values? And if not, please align back to them. It takes out the guesswork. It makes it so much easier to manage. And you have a process in place that helps people to align towards it. And that also helps you to have people who might self-select out. And that's okay. You know, we want them to self-select quickly, though. You know?
We got things to do.
We got stuff to do. We have things to accomplish. We don't have time for the drama. So if there are some apples that could be better somewhere else where they could thrive on another tree, then we want them to self-select out, and having that culture and those values helps them to do that. So everybody can be happy. So I always say, you know, hire slow, fire fast. And and it's not a bad thing. It's so hard to let people go, though. Sometimes I don't do it anymore now. I have other people do it, sadly. But I was tired of crying. It's so sad for me because oftentimes you'll like the person, you just don't want to work with them. So you have to make that happen quickly, and it just gives you peace of mind for everyone. So lots of different things on that spectrum.
Awesome. And using Happy Viking Nutrition Company just sort of as an example, you created that after being diagnosed with an autoimmune disease back in 2011. So talk to me about the importance of recognizing an opportunity for supply where there's perhaps unmet demand. I mean, you created it because it directly related to you. So talk to me about being passionate about what you're doing.
Oh yes, passion is everything. If you aren't passionate, you don't want to go. It's like that 5:30 in the morning gym session. Nobody wants to do that. I don't know. There's probably some people out here who do that. We don't relate to you, but so you have to. It has to be something you love, and if you don't love it, it's hard to put all the work into it that you have to be successful at something, to be great at something. So you have to have that passion. You have to have that love, and for me, that area sits in health and wellness, and also in arts. And so those are two areas that I absolutely love. It gets me excited in the morning, and you have to go for it. So yeah, I've definitely had issues with my health, and starting Happy Viking has been very rewarding because it helps people to do something healthy for themselves really quickly. We're all busy, and it's hard to make the right choices when there's a donut in front of you all the time. So it's so much easier when you have something that tastes good and is good for you, and it makes you feel good about yourself too. It's nothing like feeling good about taking care of yourself too. It gets you motivated to do it again.
So having that passion, that purpose, that burning desire, that's one thing. But what was your learning curve in your businesses with your brands from the passion in the craft versus the operation side of things, the business strategy, executing, administrative, all of that?
Yeah.
Talk to me about how you what was your learning curve in that? How did you navigate it?
Yeah, I started out really nice. And I'm still really, really nice, but I was too nice, because you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. You want people to feel good, and then you don't want to feel awkward later when you've told someone that this isn't working, and they have to do it a different way, and then you might feel awkward later because they might feel, all those different feelings, and you got to take the feelings out of it. And how I got to it is that if you just tell the truth in a nice way, then you're able to get to where you need to quicker. And so there's nothing wrong with telling the truth, and just lead with the truth and get there quickly, and don't wait 3 months because by that time too much water's under the bridge. Just get to it right away. And so I had to learn that the hard way. It didn't make me a mean person or someone that's hated or whatever. And in my career too, I have people who will be mean for me, I guess. You have an agent, and I had mom.
Here at the Bloomingdale's right next to the event, and I just have to kind of walk away just to make a video. I still feel awkward making videos in front of people, but yeah. It was good. Body out of other.
Where most of you probably weren't on the planet yet. But it started with having an ideal mentor. And I went to Lady College Beauty School, and I went to my very first hair show in '76. And at that time, she was friends with Paul Mitchell. And he saw my hair. I had come to the show with an afro that looked like a spaceship. And he was just, wow, can I cut your hair? And I was like, I don't know. And then
we're particular about our hair, right?
Right. And so, but I figured, and he also told me that he had never cut hair like mine before. And so I decided I would bite the bullet. Why not? I'm a hairdresser. I'm about to embark on a new career. And so he cut my hair, and it just opened up a whole new world of possibilities for me. Number one, I decided that hair is an accessory to your mood. And so with that being said, I owned it. I really owned the look he gave me. it was really incredible because at that time, most of the masters that we know now and the hair companies that we know now, they were beginning too, you know. And so that was my journey. And so having a mentorship from beauty school to a spiritual mentor like Madam C.J. Walker, to having creative mentors like Art Dyson, who was Soul Scissors, and Trevor Sorby.
Yeah.
You know, so having mentorship was the way I began my journey.
And I think we're definitely going to tie that back to, you know, how we mentor small business owners.
Wonderful.
And I think mentorship is really how you create that support system, not just for your business, but just for your personal brand as well. So I would also just like to ask, what was that pivotal moment for you when you realized this is it? This is what I'm meant to do for the rest of my career, and this is what I want to spend my time here with.
Okay. A pivotal moment was when I totally decided that I wasn't going to do what I had gone to school to do. And to just keep it real, my parents were having a conniption. And I didn't know what I was going to do, but I also knew that I was always an artist.
Yes.
I was a scientist.
Yes.
And I was an adventurer. Yes. And so that just woke me up to my entrepreneurship. And I went to school. I went to the beauty school. At that time, you had to take a test to get in. And it was an assessment test. And I didn't know anything about hair. I'd never done hair. I wasn't really interested in doing hair. But I scored really high on the assessment test. And from there, I had to learn how to do hair. I learned how to deal with all types of texture.
Yeah.
Because one of the things I never want to be was pigeonholed into one type of hair. So I think it was when I started, you know, going to different hair shows, seeing different textures, doing all of the creative things that I was seeing out there at that time. And so I got just involved. Hair is my art form. I look at hair as a living art form. And so I address each client as if they're my canvas. And so I try to tap into what is it that this canvas is calling from me.
Yeah.
So that's how I approach it. And that's probably why I've been able to do it for 46 years.
Yes.
And it doesn't even feel like I've never gotten up and not wanted to go to work.
Yes.
I've never had that feeling.
Love that. That is the goal, to never feel like you're going to work.
I've never felt like I've gone to work. Now, I've had people I may not have wanted to encounter when I got
Haven't we all?
but what I do, I love what I do.
Yes, yes. So you talk about that Trinity effect that we've had many conversations about, being a scientist, an artist, an educator. And I'm sure that's just the start of it, right? What are some of the products that you use for head design as far as your brand, and how do you really stay true and authentic to how you create that culture around hair?
Okay. Well, one of the things that I am sharing today, if you stop by the table, is my herbal hair teas. And I have always loved herbs.
Yeah.
And so I like to create synergies.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, the most important...
Heading home. Oh shit, what's that? I don't even remember when I just moved my car. I hope I'm on the second layer. Oh shit. Going home. Going home. Oh, okay, yes. Yes. Bye, San Francisco. Until next time. It was so cool. Like, a lot of people flew out here. It's different when you from a city versus when you going somewhere else. It the people coming. So I thought that was pretty cool. Like, people came to the Bay, okay? They came and stepped to the Bay one time. And they had a ball. So I be telling y'all, come to the Bay. Come fuck with your girl. Come to the Bay. I'm always outside. Come outside. Y'all ain't outside for real. All right.